You know, oftentimes we try to ignore the parts of history that we don't want to learn, whether it's something boring or something that paints us in a bad light. Too often, I've noticed that Americans try to sweep the Confederacy and the Civil War under the rug because it's just something that we don't like to talk about. Well, today we're going to talk about it. Today we're going to talk about the secession movement, the election of President Jefferson Davis, and I'm going to take you through the first White House of the Confederacy. And that's all today on History Redefined. On December 20th, 1860, after President Lincoln's victory and election, South Carolina seceded from the Union. On January 9th, 1861, Mississippi followed suit. Florida seceded on January 9th, Alabama would secede on January 11th, and Georgia on January 19th. Louisiana followed suit on January 26th, Texas on February 1st, Virginia on April 17th, Arkansas on May 6th, North Carolina on May 20th, and Tennessee on June 8th. In the Declarations of Secession, we see one of the primary reasons for leaving was slavery. Georgia would write, "For the last 10 years we've had numerous and serious causes of complaint against our non-slaveholding Confederate states with reference to the subject of African slavery." Mississippi would write, "Our position is thoroughly identified with the institution of slavery, the greatest material interest of the world. Its labor supplies the product which constitutes by far the largest and most important portions of commerce of the earth." One last example comes from South Carolina, which said, "We affirm that these ends for which this government was instituted have been defeated, and the government itself has been made destructive of them by the action of the non-slaveholding states. Those states have assumed the right of deciding upon the property of our domestic institutions, and have denied the rights of property established in 15 of the states and recognized by the Constitution. They have denounced as sinful the institution of slavery." With a new nation created, the Provisional Congress of Confederate States met on February 4, 1861 in Montgomery, Alabama, and adopted a constitution by February 8th. On February 9th, they elected Jefferson Davis as provisional president and Alexander Stephens as provisional vice president. Jefferson Davis would be elected the president of the Confederacy after the secession and would have come to this home that was built by William Sayre. It's the first White House of the Confederacy. Let's go in for a further look. It should be noted that not all of the furniture inside the house is actually from when Jeff Davis lived here. For example, the upstairs contains the bedroom suite from his wife's apartment in New York. However, all of it is period accurate to the time. The Civil War would break out on April 12, 1861. By May, Davis would be in Richmond, Virginia. The South would ultimately lose, with the largest blow being Lee's surrender. However, this was not the end of the war. To find out more about the end, click the link in the video or go to episode 1 of History Redefined.